Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure for me to present hypertension from the perspective of traditional Chinese medicine. I have 5 main themes. Number 1, hypertension is a concept needs evaluation. Our body actually needs blood flow, not blood pressure. Number 3, the blood flow in the body's blood distribution is actually regulated by the state of neurovascular impedance. Number 4, acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine actually treats the blood distribution problem from the dynamical or functional perspective of its flow and impedance. Finally, the combination of acupuncture, TCM, good lifestyle, and proper exercise like Tai Chi Chuan will promote our health and reduce the health costs dramatically. These are the 5 main things. In order to validate my claim, I'm going to divide today's talk into 4 parts. First is the introduction, then mathematical foundation, experimental results, and finally a brief conclusion. Hypertension. It's defined by one word as blood pressure greater than or equal to 140/90. Mean blood pressure is greater than or equal to 110 by Guyton. Actually, pressure is the magnitude depending on the area of the sensor, so it's not a good indicator in the first place. The same thing with diastolic blood pressure. And hypertension, is it a misnomer? Well, actually our body, like I said before, it needs blood flow, not blood pressure, and it's just about a distribution problem from the perspective of traditional Chinese medicine. And it's actually regulated by neurovascular impedance and visceral organs and lymph. Even if the arterial blood pressure is to be measured, we should measure the pressure difference, not absolute pressure. In conventional oscillatory method of correspondence in measuring the absolute pressures are used. Actually, it's not just the arteries, but also the veins and other tissues. So it's not very accurate. Sometimes it can be overestimated by more than 30 millimeters mercury. Hence, let's look at the functional view of traditional Chinese medicine. Then, in an agrarian society, nightfalls, day, tide ebb and flow, seasons change. We are talking about visible and invisible rhythms underlying the world around us. Hence, many places only a humble part of the periodic time cycle. In concert with our planet, we have actually the rather long circadian, monthly, seasonal, and annual rhythms. In addition to the long cycles, short physiological rhythms are also important. For instance, the blood flow, respiration, etc. And blood flow, the visceral organs and limbs usually interact with one another and have an overall integration with the outside environment. Disease occurs, normal flows break down, or they are replaced by the abnormal ones. Blood flow of visceral organs and limbs actually depend on the conductive and capacitive impedance of the meridians, the neurovascular bundles in the limbs. I actually have presented the essential ingredients of meridians and how acupuncture works in the first VIP Neuro talk back in June, but I have to repeat it here to be consistent. Acupuncture actually, the mechanism of acupuncture is actually adjusting the impedances of meridians so that they will be matched or mismatched according to the need. Due to the time limit, I will not have time to cover the mathematical foundation, but I would like to summarize. Basically, we have to characterize the rhythms, and the rhythms are actually consisting of the collective amplitudes, frequencies, and phases. So in order to characterize them, I have to use the generalization of Brownian motion. It's called the fractional Brownian motion, fractional Gaussian noise. The first 3 will enable us to calculate the collective amplitudes, and the last one, the spectral measure, will give us the frequency. So I will skip the definition and visual meaning of the mathematics in case you're interested. We'll talk about during the break or after this meeting. Now I will be concentrating on the experimental results. First, the diagnosis, the first diagnosis. Number 2, the effects of the acupuncture at PC6, so-called phase 1. First diagnosis, one can actually detect amplitudes of the arterial pulse with your fingers. That's the basic idea of the Chinese traditional medicine. by the doctor. If one is well trained, he or she will be able to feel the peripheral impedances. You have to be well trained to do that. And we can also replace the human job or an expert's job by proper strain gauge sensor and the differential compression mode to get both parameters. And here's our experiment. We're going to use leg 1PC6. It's located about 2 inches directly above the midpoint of the transverse crease of the wrist between the two tendons. And underlying and anatomically, we have neurovascular bundle, median nerve, median artery, and median veins. This is what we're going to record. We're going to record EEG, the pulse wave, and the ECG. You can see there the value of A corresponds to impedance, even though it may also correspond to diastolic pressure. P will correspond to the systolic, but also corresponding to the blood flow that we'll explain in a minute. And V wave roughly corresponds to mean blood pressure. And we have control groups. This is the sham control, and you will see that all the first part is 10 minutes before sham control. This is 30 minutes. This is 10 minutes after pulling out the needle. Serve as a background. This is the sham control, and we'll see after that text. After pulling out the needle, you will see that in between is like 10 or 15 seconds. So you will see for the control group, not much or statistically insignificant results were observed. However, for manual acupuncture at PC6, you will see the blood flow will rise, as you can see in the blue. And the mean blood flow, the mean blood pressure actually doesn't change that much. However, impedance was decreased. Okay, so the acupuncture can either increase the blood flow and decrease the impedance, but also can decrease the blood flow, as you can see from the blue color code, and the green color codes will tell you that impedance is actually increasing. So that does make sense, because one is increasing, the other one is decreasing, because they are reciprocal to each other. We will see from generalized Ohm's law in a minute. We have also observed the heart rate variability in the frequency domain. As you can see, this is low frequency part. This is below acupuncture. This is during and after. Hence, autonomic nervous system has come in, even though it's hard to distinguish sympathetic from the parasympathetic. Now, here's the interesting part. We have modified the blood flow, impedance, and HRV in seconds. I should have something else, the EEG.